Today we're going to take a trip down memory lane and I'm going to show you how my garden has grown gratitude over the years.
Tell me, do the seasons change? In your mind coming in with the rain. Tell me, does it feel like home? Let it in, let it go on now. Pull it close to give it up somehow. Tell me, do you stay the same?
When I started gardening here almost 10 years ago, I couldn't afford to spend much money on my garden. To be very blunt, I was very house poor. But I was determined to create a beautiful garden. I joined a couple of local Facebook groups and discovered in my journey to understand gardening better that gardening people are very generous. I started seeing a few posts here and there offering free plants, sometimes garden supplies. There was all kinds of stuff being offered in our local garden groups for free. This beautiful bush that you're seeing right in front of you, this is a burning bush. And several years ago, I'm going to say it was about 8 years ago, I got this burning bush for free. It was much smaller, but it was still a pretty good size. The lady was advertising this bush for free. She had dug it up, and I was definitely interested. And not only was she giving away the burning bush for free, she also had a planter here, this planter with ornamental grasses in it. And she gave that away for free as well. This is an absolutely gorgeous planter, super heavy, super sturdy, has weathered about 8 years outside, and as far as I know, has no cracks in it. It is absolutely amazing. And I still can't believe it was free. Moving along on the gratitude tour, you don't see much in here right now because we're kind of in the off season, but I'm going to pop up a couple pictures of some daylilies on the screen. You can see they're just starting to sprout again from the last season. They're getting new growth on them. There are hundreds of daylilies in this flower bed right here. I think I have 2 or 3 pictures I can show you. Once again, these were on the Facebook gardening group, and the lady said, come and dig them out. If you can dig them out, they're free. This ornamental grass that you see right in front of you, this was actually in the planter that we just looked at a moment ago. This planter right here. And it was 100% free. We're going to take a little bit of a look at my rock garden now. I created this, I want to say 4 to 5 years ago. It wasn't one of the first projects here. When I created the rock garden, I had a little bit of money to spend, but not a lot. My budget for creating this entire garden was $300 maximum. That included everything from the many different gravels, rocks, landscaping fabric, everything that is in this garden. That was my maximum budget. And I came in just under $300. I kept all of my receipts, calculated everything at the time because I was super frugal, and I did it. I was able to create this garden within my budget. I did have a lot of help from my family, not financial help, but help with the physical labor of creating this garden, as well as delivering materials and all of that kind of stuff. But I am amazed that I was able to create this for under $300. I'm going to pop a few pictures of this garden. on the screen before, during, and after its transformation, but a lot of the stuff in this garden I got for free on Facebook. These rocks, I went to 2 or 3 different locations and got a whole bunch of these rocks for free. I literally had a wire brush from the dollar store and I scrubbed them. Most of these rocks were super dirty. I scrubbed them and pressure washed them and soaked them in buckets of water to get them nice and clean and for all of the lovely colors in these rocks to come through, and it was 100% worth it. These granite-like rocks that you see here, I have a whole border of them lining my creeping phlox and Grace Award border. All of these flat granite rocks, these were also free. Please excuse all the background noise. The neighbors are, one neighbor is pressure washing and one neighbor is hedge trimming. It's lovely that people are maintaining their yards, but it does make for a little bit of a noisy video. Coming up this gravel pathway, I have one more thing to show you. This gravel pathway was the first project that my dad and I tackled when I started gardening here. It was a pretty good sized project. And once again, I was on a very limited budget. So when we constructed it, all I really had here was landscaping fabric and gravel. It did not look the way it looks now. At the time, I had a different neighbor and she was very much into gardening and she loved talking to me over the fence, kind of like if you think of the show Home Improvement, where the two characters, I can't remember their names right now, used to talk to each other over the fence. We kind of had that kind of a connection. We had a fence connection and we would talk about gardening. And she saw that I was renovating part of the garden and wanted to help out. My neighbor's garden is absolutely stunning, and I was so grateful that she wanted to give me some plants for free. What you're seeing here is my creeping thyme slope. It's not in bloom right now, and I don't know if I have any good pictures of it blooming, but if I do, I'll pop it on the screen. When I constructed the pathway over here, I wanted some kind of plant to stabilize the slope, and I thought creeping thyme was a good option, but all I could afford to buy was 3 little starter plants, and this was a really big area. So I planted my 3 little plants, and that same day my neighbor popped her head over the fence and gave me what was probably the equivalent of 10 more starter plants. I literally felt like I had won the lottery that day. I could not believe that she had just given me 10 free creeping thyme plants. And that wasn't all she gave me. I have this ground cover here, which to this day I do not know the name of. In the spring it has absolutely vibrant yellow foliage. She gave me a few pieces of this ground cover and it took off. I planted them. And between the creeping thyme and that other ground cover, that was pretty much all I needed to fill in the slope and keep it nice and stable so there is no erosion. So from all of the generosity I received since I started this garden, I am truly a grateful, generous person full of gratitude, and I have my garden to thank for that. Whenever I have something I don't need, whether it's a plant, a container, garden decor, whatever I have that I no longer need in my life, I always try to give it away for free. I hope that I have become one of those generous gardeners that supported me in my early days of gardening. I try to cultivate kindness the way my garden has cultivated gratitude in me. Let me know in the comments what has cultivated gratitude in your life. Thank you for coming along on my trip down memory lane today. I hope this video inspires you to spread a little more kindness and positivity in the world. I hope you are having a lovely autumn, and we will see you soon in another video. Bye for now.